Ashley, let's go to the hotline. And let's bring in the head coach of one of the more remarkable turnaround stories in the state of Texas in 2019. We're joined by the head coach of the Harleton Wildcats. We're joined by Coach Kyle Little. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing great.
How are things out east?
Oh, man, they're great. Just living the dream.
I'll tell you, it seems like things have got to be very happy around Wildcat country these days. Obviously, coming off of your big win last week over Tenaha, you guys now moved to 6-2 on the year. A year after this program had sunk to 1-9. I know you came in. You were the offense coordinator over there at Hallsville. Take the job at Harleton. Now, what has been the biggest reason for the turnaround? Do you think?
They really just needed a change. A philosophy change. Coach Ward did not leave this place in bad shape. Mm-hmm. The kids, they work their guts out, and they really do. I mean, from day one when I got here, these kids were working. And I even asked them, after I'd been here a week or two, and I was just sitting there watching them, and I kind of called them up. And I said, do y'all work like this every day, or y'all just trying to impress the new coach? And they all looked at me like I was crazy. They worked their guts out. But, just a change in philosophy. We changed the offense up, and I think it fits these kids a lot better. They love the style of football that we play, but they were just hungry to win.
I want to ask you about that game on Friday night. You guys go take on Tenaha. Tenaha is, of course, a program that really needs no introduction at this point. One of the most decorated programs, in 2A football. And you guys go and get a huge win. I guess did that feel like? It feels like to me it's a huge win for your program. Is it a huge win for your program?
It is, because like you said, Tenaha is one of the premier programs in East Texas. Made deep runs in the playoffs, state championships, and all that. And for us to beat them, that was, I guess you would say, a statement game for us. So it was really big, and it was big for the kids, big for the community. It was, just a really, really good, solid win for us.
You mentioned the offensive change. You guys have gone over to the wing tee.
Yes, sir.
The system that you are most known for, and this is an offense that I think I'm always interested in asking coaches who run these styles of offenses about getting kids to buy in on this, because this is an offense that it doesn't make stars. This is not an offense that you get a lot of headlines and you're putting up those jaw-dropping numbers. Instead, it's everybody kind of doing their job, and we're going to make this machine move forward. So how did you get these kids to buy in on this kind of philosophy?
Well, really, it's, a perfect fit for these guys because they like that. They like old school smash mouth. When I got here, that was one thing that I was kind of concerned about to a certain extent was, will they be willing to do this? And, and I started talking to some of the parents and the kids and stuff like that. And then I found out that that's what they wanted. They wanted old school smash mouth football. So they were good with that. But then, like you said, it doesn't feature one certain kid, and it's not the flashy spread offense and stuff like that. But the way I sold it to them is, we have 3 backs in the backfield, and you're all 3 going to get the ball. Yeah. And, and they really bought into it. And obviously, winning makes everything better. But, we've been having success. We're winning, and we're spreading the ball around. Different guys are getting it. But I tell you, it's a testament to our kids, just the type of kids they are. Nobody is jealous of anybody else. Everybody does their job. They block, they carry out their fakes, they do all that. And I tell you, I bragged on him the other night, and I'll throw his name out there. Cole Ring, he's one of our running backs, and he has like 600 yards rushing right now. He came off the field the other night. I mean, he's smiling ear to ear. Like, Coach, did you see it? Did you see it? Did you see my block? He didn't come off. I mean, he had 120 something yards rushing the other night. Didn't say a word about, hey, did you see my run? He was thrilled. I mean, like, he's jumping up and down like, Coach, did you see my block? Because he went out there and knocked the piss out of some dude, So, that's just the type of kids that we're dealing with over here.
We're talking with Kyle Little, the head coach of the Harleton Wildcats here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation. Hashtag TF Today. You know, Coach, if there is a guy who's gotten headlines the past couple of weeks and really throughout the course of the year, it's Hunter Wallace. I know this is a guy you were really high on coming into the year. He had a huge game a couple weeks ago against Beckville. Another big game last week against Tenaha. We can look at the numbers. We can look at the 5 touchdowns he scored against Beckville or the couple of scores he had against Tenaha. But you're the guy who gets to interact with him. You're the guy who gets to see him in the locker room and in practice. What is it about Hunter Wallace that makes him special?
It's just that he's special, and and like you said, he's a 4-year starter on varsity, but his freshman year they went 2-8, sophomore year 1-9, junior year 1-9. He was injured a couple times and stuff like that, so he hasn't put up the big numbers, and he hasn't got a lot of attention. But I'm telling you, he is a special football player. Some college is going to need to come in here and take a look at that kid because he can flat out play. But he actually, I didn't know what to think of him coming in because I knew that he was kind of the main player around here, and I was like, well, is he going to be cocky? Is he going to be arrogant? What's he going to be like? He is none of that. I mean, he is a great kid. He doesn't say a word. I mean, he doesn't talk. He doesn't say anything to anybody. He shows up every day. He works his guts out. He was sick with the flu all last week, and I was kind of worried whether he would, be able to play against Beckville or not. He was sick with the flu, and he was trying to come up here to practice, and he's, in the bed sick, and it was tearing him up to have to miss practice. But he's just such a great kid and just a worker. I mean, he's out there every day grinding. And then, like you said, putting up big numbers. And, he's a special football player, but he's just a great kid, and he's a great leader. I mean, he leads by example. He don't say a word to anybody. He just goes out there and works hard every day.
The other side of the ball, and I know Hunter's on that side of the ball as well because it is 2A, and we got places to fill. You guys have really stepped up defensively, and in the past couple of weeks, it seems like your defense has gotten better as the season has gone on. I'm interested from your perspective of what do you think has been the biggest, I guess not difference, but what is it about your defense that is humming right now?
Well, it was a new scheme that we put in, and I'll give Coach Hammock credit. Coach Hammock is my defensive coordinator. He puts together a really good scheme every week, and another big deal was the coaches we brought in. I was able to bring in some very experienced coaches, and we got Ed Perez, who's been an AD around Texas and been a defensive coordinator. He's got years of experience, and I got Greg Raymond. He's got a lot of experience. He's been a defensive coordinator at several different schools. And so I got a couple guys in here with several years of experience, and Coach Hammock even talks about that when they go in there for defensive meetings and game planning, just, how much, knowledge is in that room. And so they put together a good plan every week. And like I said, it's a new scheme. And so, the first couple of weeks, the kids are learning the new scheme and stuff like that. And so we finally got, the kids have a hang of the scheme and they know what we're doing now. And so now we can fly around and play fast. And, that was kind of what we were going for is, we want the kids to be able to fly around and play fast and make plays. And we're getting that done. But like I said, Coach Hammock and Perez and Raymond and them, they put together a really good plan every week.
I'm interested. Harleton's a small town. The school's got a heck of an enrollment in the low 200s. Do you get the sense that the town's getting excited about this? I mean, the past couple of years, this is a team that had won 4 games the last 3 years combined. Now they're off to a 6-2 start. Do you get the feeling that the vibe around town is getting pretty fired up?
It is, yeah. I mean, the town is really, really happy. They want a competitive team. That's all they ever asked for. And so anything past that has just got them thrilled. But yeah, I mean, the town is very excited. The kids are excited, and just the atmosphere around school. And that's what some of the coaches who were here in the past, that was one thing they said. They said you can just tell the difference around school of how just everybody's attitude and everybody, just the atmosphere around school has changed.
We're talking with Kyle Little, the head coach of Harleton here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation. Hashtag TF Today. Coach, you guys are in your open week. You guys don't have a game tomorrow night, but I know that this is still a work week for you guys. What are you hoping to accomplish in your open week?
I talked to them a lot, and I said, this is really, it's not an off week; it's a bye week. I said, but it's a week for us to work on us. So we need to, and and I don't want to say go back to the basics because we never left the basics. That's all we do is just work on fundamentals. But one thing is getting healthy. We've got some guys beat up and banged up, and so a week off kind of helps us get our legs back under us and get healthy. But also, just work on little things here or there that we can work on us. I mean, we have not installed a game plan for Garrison. We just got film on them, so we have not installed any kind of a game plan. So there haven't been any scheme talked at all. All we're doing is just going out and working fundamentals, and like I said, just working on us to fix the little things that we've been doing wrong. And like I said, trying to get our legs back under us and get healthy a little bit.
And finally, Coach, after your open week, it's not like things ease up for you. You guys will go on the road to Garrison and then finish it up, at home against Joaquin, who is, currently, the other team that's at the top of the district right now. As far as Garrison is concerned, I'm not going to ask you to give away your game plan, but when you take a look at what you're going to be up against next Friday night against the Bulldogs, what do you see?
Garrison's a very, very tough team, and they got hit hard by the injury bug. Mm-hmm. And that's when you're small school football and you lose 2, 3, 4 kids, that's really big. And they've lost several kids to injuries. I think they're getting some back this week, and so they may look like a very different team. But they are traditionally a powerhouse out here in East Texas. They're big, they're strong, they're physical, they're fast. They got Porter back there at running back, linebacker. I mean, they are a very good, solid football team. So, I mean, that's going to be a tough game there. But, we just need to do what we do, and that's control the clock, run the football. And, if we can keep the ball and keep Porter on the sideline, then Porter can't score touchdowns. And so that's kind of our game plan going in every week.
And finally, Coach, this is we shouldn't really be surprised that you've helped turn around this program in short order, considering this is not your first turnaround job. You helped to do it at Gladewater. Then, of course, you went to Mineola. You were alongside Joe Drennan for a lot of those times. And so I know that there's no secret to turning around a program, but would you tell me and everybody else what's the secret to turning around a program?
I tell you. The big thing, and I would say, is the administration, the community, and stuff like that, the support that I've got from them. Mm-hmm. They listened to me, and whenever I came in and said, I need these things, they said, okay, let's make it happen. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the biggest things that you run into right there, because some people say they want to win, but they don't really want to do the things that they need to do to win. Or they're more, and one thing I told them when I interviewed for this job is some people are more comfortable with their old problems than they are new solutions. And I said, if you don't want new solutions, then don't hire me. And, so they hired me, they trusted me. And when I told them, hey, I need to do this, they said, okay, let's make it happen. And so the school board, the administration, everybody's been really, really good. The parents have been good. And, like I said, the kids, they were just hungry to win. Some of the programs you go into and the kids have been beat down for so long, they just, kind of give up the fight. I mean, these kids were hungry and the parents were hungry. And so, that was the biggest thing is, and then, like I said, bringing in the coaches. I mean, I told them, number one, I said, that's one of the first things I have to do is get good coaches in here. I can't do it by myself. And that was, what Drennan always told us, like, I'm not out there doing this by myself. I've got to have good coaches alongside me. And so they let me bring in good coaches.
He is Kyle Little. He's the head coach at the 6-2 Harleton Wildcats. Coach, really appreciate your time. Congratulations again on the fantastic start. Enjoy your open week as best as you can, and then best of luck next week against Garrison. Yes, sir. Thank y'all for the coverage. There he goes, Kyle Little, the head coach, Harleton Wildcats, joining us here on Texas Football Today. Okay, so I want to pull this up. Harleton, there are 94 teams in 2A Division I. Okay, 94 teams.
Got it, 94.
In our preseason computer rankings, Harleton was 87th.
Oof,
okay?
That's low.
So, yeah, we're talking 8th from the bottom, guys. I mean, this was a program that we didn't even project to be good, and we, especially when you have some guys coming back, they had 5 stars on both sides of the ball, coming back, but with a new coach, they were 1-9. They were 1-9, 1-9, 2-8, I think, in the last 3 years. They'd won 4 games. This is a program that looked stuck in the mud. Okay, for them to be 6-2 right now is amazing. They have not had a winning season, I believe, since 2000 and I just exited out of it. But they haven't had, at least in the last 5 years. But Harleton is rolling right now. 2 huge games to finish the year, but that win over Tenaha is so big, and they're cruising towards the playoffs. They're going to get they get Joaquin or Garrison, and then they get Joaquin, and those are 2 programs that are going to be tough, two tough games. But you know what? Tenaha was a tough game, and they ended up coming out with that win too. So.
Telling you too, Coach Little, man, if he ever gets tired of coaching, he could be a broadcaster. Great voice on that guy.
I'm telling you,
great answers, great voice.
Got some pipes.
Impressive.
Very, very impressive. Anyway, we appreciate Kyle Little for being our guest here on Texas Football today.